The experience I had there was, we was working there and there was a boom right over our head. Well, everybody except the mechanic, because he knew what was going on, dove for cover. And we started coming out with that tank retriever and the tank. He was up there laughing. He said, "Do you know what that was?" I said, "No. Sounded like somebody shot a cannon right here amongst us." He laughed. He said, "No, that was a sonic boom."
Oh.
And that was the first time I'd heard a jet break the sound barrier.
Wow.
And they killed 4 Germans. There wasn't many Germans in that little town. But that little square they had there in that little town, it's a pretty nice little town. And there's a young priest there. He asked us about them 4 Germans there, 4 Germans about 20 years old, I guess. Could he have their shoes? We told him, well, we didn't have no authority, but he could have them. As far as we was concerned, that them Germans didn't need them. And people didn't have those shoes or nothing. No, they didn't take them shoes off them Germans and who that fit they were, you know.
The centerpiece here was marksmanship medals that I got while I was in the National Guard. The little pin in the middle here is a discharge pin they gave me when I discharged from the Coast Guard. The top ribbon here is Navy Unit Citation ribbon. It doesn't come with a medal.
I got a Purple Heart, which get that for me being wounded. Got 2 of them. And defense medal. I don't know all the medals that we got. Of course, I was in the infantry, so I got the CIB, which is a combat infantry badge. Expert marksman. Vietnam. I got 2 different Vietnam medals. I don't know what they're called.
I got the other than the normal sharpshooter, good conduct medal. How I got that? And longevity. You get a ribbon for that. Vietnam War or Southeast Asia. You get 2 medals for that, and then for the number of campaigns there while you were there. You got little bronze stars or little bronze leaves to go on there. That showed you it was there for those 3 kind of campaigns. And but I got 3 commendation medals.
Just the medal for service medal for Vietnam.
The only ribbons I got were the 2 Vietnamese service ribbons, one from Vietnam and one from the United States, and then a letter in my file thanking for volunteering to be a medevac. So.
It was good for me. I got 4 Air Force commendation medals for work I did. Then I got 1 medal that like a commendation, but I hadn't stayed there that long, so they gave me an achievement award medal, you know. And
the top one, the higher it is, the more important it is. This is a Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal. It's a personal decoration just for me going above and beyond what I was supposed to do. I was recognized by my command. Some people do go above and beyond and they don't get recognized in the form of awards. Awards is a touchy subject with a lot of people, but I've been lucky to get 3 of those. This is a combat action ribbon. It's the highest actual ribbon you can get. It's not a medal. This is a presidential unit citation. Our unit in OAF-1 back in 2003 was the first. We were the first people to get awarded a presidential unit citation since Korea. So, did some amazing things out there.
Yes, everybody's scared.
Just of being there,
I'm not sure what, possibly getting wounded or dying.
I was not afraid of getting killed. My fear was that I'd get hit with an artillery or a mortar shell and be mangled and crippled for life. But the thought of getting killed never entered my mind.
You get very lonely. You get, and I'm speaking for me and my wife. She got very lonely.
Vietnam era civilian population were against war. It was only the politicians that kept it going. And even though we went and served our country and done what we had to do, what we told to do, you were still looked down on like in the public. You were called baby killer for being some women and children, just all the little foolishness that you come up with, they called you that and spit on you.
It was very stressful, and because you're in a war zone, and you're constantly trying to be in a ready condition, and you're stay under stress, especially the type of work I did for the radar operational war.
The combat action, I never lost a friend, but I've seen people that lost friends, and that's the worst thing is when you have a fallen comrade, it's hard to deal with. It makes a grown man cry sometimes.
I think every young man should go into service in some kind of training because it teaches you discipline and really makes you set some goals and just helps you, makes you a better person, I believe.
Well, it gives you a different view of the world because I got to go to a lot of different places. I got to go to some beautiful places, and I got to go to some places that weren't very pretty. And I got to see extreme poverty, and we think, kids think here that they're poor. A poor kid here would be rich in a lot of places I've been. So.
There are so many advantages to it. Your pay scale is not all that great, but you have lots of extra advantages. Housing, educational opportunities, all kinds of things. So it's not a bad career. And then you can retire comparatively young and still pursue another career afterwards.
I learned a lot while I was in there, and a lot of it was interesting. I saw things and met people I normally wouldn't do if I hadn't went in. And I guess you could say, I went in when I was 20 years old, and I guess you could say I grew up there. Because like I said, I learned a lot. It was good for me, because at the time I went in, there was nothing here for any young person to do work-wise.
The biggest thing for any high school senior that is interested in joining the military, my first advice is talk to all branches of service. Talk to Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force, Coast Guard, Homeland Security. Talk to everybody that deals with the federal government. If you want to use it to go to college, you may be looking at the part-time branch of service, Army Reserve, National Guard. If you look at it for a career, you may be looking at the active side. But talk to all branches of service. Figure out which branch of service can help you what you want. Right?
It's a great way of life. I mean, I wouldn't take, if I could do it all over again, I would do it just the way I did it. If anything, if I would change anything, it would actually be doing more.
Just about everybody there with me was joyful and happy to be home.
And the things I did throughout my tenure of being in the Army, I've accomplished so much, and I don't think no other route that I would have went, I would have got a chance to accomplish everything that I did.
Am I proud of myself? Yes, I am. Do I love what I do every day? There's no question asked. When it comes to putting on the uniform, when it comes to wearing the American flag on my right shoulder, there's no better feeling than knowing I'm part of something bigger than myself, bigger than everybody else around. I'm part of, bottom line, it's my job to protect the Constitution of the United States against foreign and domestic. Doesn't matter who, it's my job to provide, to guard freedom. You know, that makes me feel good.
Realize it's a way of life. It's not just a job, it's a way of life when you go in the military. But I think it's a great one, and I'll recommend it highly to anyone.